The Sicilian defense controls the d4 square with c-pawn. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center to prepare for a d4 pawn push, where the knight will recapture if black captures on d4. d6 opens up the light-squared bishop and prevents white from pushing the pawn to e5 after black eventually plays knight f6. d4 offers to trade the d-pawn for the c-pawn, giving up a center pawn for more active pieces. C takes d4 gives black 2 central pawns versus 1 central pawn for white. Knight takes d4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having 1 central pawn versus black's 2 central pawns. Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. Knight c3 defends the e4 pawn and starts to develop on the queen side. a6 prepares the queenside pawn advance b7, b5, and also prevents white from playing the bishop or knight to b5. a4 controls the b5 square and stops black's idea of queenside expansion with the b5 pawn push. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This forces the opponent to isolate a pawn. Recaptures. Very precise. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. A solid choice. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. Right on target. Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. Moving the bishop gives black more flexibility in the middle game. Increasing the space advantage in the center. This moves the knight to safety. This threatens to sacrifice a bishop for a nice tactic. This threatens to win material through a fork. This is not the right idea. This is the strongest option. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. This misses a better way to develop a queen off its starting square. This allows the opponent to kick a bishop. A good use of time, thinking and finding the only good move in the position. This kicks a bishop. This misses an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a rook. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material through a tactic. This stops the opponent from being able to win material through a tactic. This attacks a queen, winning a tempo when it moves away. This moves the queen to safety. Moving the rook gives black more flexibility in the middle game. This attacks a rook, winning a tempo when it moves away. This overlooks a better way to win a tempo by threatening a bishop. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recaptures. This overlooks a better way to defend a pawn that was under attack. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. The game was close to balanced, but now white is worse. The bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. Black had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. This is the only move that works. This evades the check from the queen. This is the only good move. This threatens to force an isolated pawn. This misses an opportunity to create a passed pawn. Recaptures. takes back. Recaptures. Takes back. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This misses a better way to move a queen to safety. This blocks an attack on a pawn. The bishop finds a new active square. This permits the opponent to take an open file with a rook. This misses an opportunity to take an open file with a rook. This allows the opponent to force an isolated pawn. This overlooks an opportunity to force an isolated pawn. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a pawn through an eventual fork. Very precise. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a queen. This overlooks an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a queen. The bishop is now adequately defended. This misses an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a queen. The game is still close to equal, but black lost their advantage. This stops the opponent from being able to win a pawn through a fork. A very strong play. This allows the opponent to take an open file with a rook. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. This offers an equal trade of pieces. Right on target. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. The game is still close to even, but black lost their winning advantage. This missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. This is the only good move. This is the strongest option. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. One of the best moves. Now white can't stop black from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This stops the opponent from being able to win a queen by pinning a piece to the king. A solid choice. This evades the check from the rook. Very precise. This overlooks a better way to block a check from the opposing queen. This allows the opponent to eventually win material. This is a nice tactic found in time trouble, winning a queen. This steps away from the checking queen.